go. Devils versus Gryphons. Fire in for the face-off. One back by the Gryphons. Right up the near wing. Marlborough's there to hold it at the blue line. Gryphons in over the Devils' territory. Barth backhands that to center ice. Gryphons shot from outside the zone, goes to the far corner. McEwen picks it up, brings it behind the net to the near side for Marlborough. Off his stick, Gryphons out front. Couldn't connect, comes back to the point. Shot. Missed wide of the net. Gryphons played out front, picked off there by Ray. He'll get it to the near corner. Behind Marlborough. Behind his net. Gryphons still with it. Tried to play it out front. Milks gets a glove on it to hold it for the whistle. Let's go, boys. Both teams changing. Marcinko steps in for the face-off. Marcinko wins that back. Topner behind the net to the near side for Paquette. Up the boards to Smith. Smith lead pass to McDonald in over the blue line. Gryphons chip that off of him. Send it to the near corner. Right around the half boards. Paquette slowly creeping in. McDonald gets bumped again in the far corner. That comes up to the half boards. Topner pinching, keeps it in the zone. Gryphons chip it out over their blue line. Marcinko in over the blue line. Gets it to the far corner. Picks it up behind the net. Marcinko at the near side. Shot from a steep angle. Missed wide. Topner turns, fires from the half boards. That'll come to the near wing. Paquette in to keep it in the zone. Paquette with a shot. Bouncing puck. Cleared in front to the blue line. Topner's there to keep it in. Sends it behind the net to the near corner. Gryphons off the wing. Turn, fire that down. That'll miss wide of the net for icing. No icing. Not quite sure why Paquette gets that to center ice. Gryphons backing over the Devils' blue line. Cleared out of the way. McDonald up the right wing. Through center and over the Gryphons' blue line. Dragging the puck with them. Gets it behind their net. Kicks it out in front for them. Loose puck. Martin's in front. Couldn't capitalize. Douglas. And off the blue line to Marlborough. He'll shovel it in to the near corner. Pick up his spot. Gryphons up to the blue line. Cleared out. McDonald picks that up at center. Sends it across to Marlborough. He'll bring it in over the left wing. Let a shot go into the glove. And held for a whistle. McDonald in for the face-off for the Devils. That'll get whistled down pretty quick. McDonald waved out. Parlow steps in to take it. Parlow wins clean, picked up by the Gryphons. They'll bring it out of their zone. Down the left wing, in over the Devils' territory to the near corner. Shoveled behind the net. Marlborough's there to keep his man behind the net. Played out to the point shot. Milks makes a pad save. Rebound up to the glass. Parlow gets it just in over the blue line. Gryphons clear that to center. McDonald drags it off the board, brings it in over the blue line. Cuts to the middle, lets a shot go. Stick saved by the Gryphons goaltender. That'll go to the near corner. Devils with the puck behind their net. Parlow sends it to the near corner. Gryphons up the wing. McEwen's there to keep it in. Gryphons again out through center. Topner to McDonald. He'll send that across just over the blue line before he peels out for a change. Gryphons unable to clear it. Parlow walks around two to the near side. Play back to McEwen. That hops over his stick. Gryphons in over the Devils' blue line. Centering pass shot. That missed wide. Rebound to the near half boards. Gryphons pick it up. Center it again. Shot. Glove down by Milks for the whistle. Flyer in for the face-off. One back by the Gryphons. They'll play that behind the Devils' net to the far corner. Douglas sends it to the near wing for Paquette. Off the glass, up through center. That'll roll into the Gryphons' territory. Bray chasing. Gryphons touched up the center ice, dumped into the Devils' territory. Douglas up the near wing to the blue line. Barth cleared out. Paquette pinching up from the defense, chips it in over the Gryphons' blue line. Off up through center in over the Devils' territory. Milks makes a save and holds onto it for the whistle. 10:24 to go in the first period. Marcinko in for the face-off. One back by the Gryphons. Off the half boards to the far corner. That'll roll behind the Devils' net. Centering pass. Milks made a quick save. And McDonald sends that puck to center ice. Intended for Freer, picked off by the Gryphons. They'll bring it right back into the Devils' territory. Marlborough to the far corner. Freer lets that one go to the half boards. Marcinko's in there. Under pressure. Freer steps in. Gets space. McEwen picks up the loose puck. Played behind the net to the near wing. Marlborough off the boards to Marcinko. He'll chip it around his defenseman behind the Gryphons' net. Marcinko to the far corner, just overskated it. Gryphons played to the near point. Marlborough is there to keep it in for a second. Gryphons off the boards, in over the Devils' blue line. Good stick by McEwen. McDonald up the left wing, in over the blue line. Stick check by the Gryphons. They'll clear that up to center ice. Well, backhands it. Topner holds it there for a second. Paquette jumps on the loose puck off the glass, in over the Gryphons' blue line. Paquette still there at the half boards. McDonald pinching, gets it into the corner for Martin. Martin centering attempt to hit a stick. Back to Martin behind the net, out front. Again, Ralph kicks to the near boards. Paquette pinching, throws it off the backboards. Gryphons fired around to the far wing, kept in by the Devils. Topper pinching, shot by Martin from the point, missed just wide. McDonald picks up the loose puck, spinning in the near corner. Takes it behind the net, out the far side. McDonald creating space, sends it back out deep. One timer by McDonald, doesn't connect, comes to the near wing for Martin. Paquette at the blue line, kept it in off the glass to the near corner. Martin sends it out front, hops over Martin McDonald's stick, back to Paquette, who sends it into the near corner. Gryphons from behind the net, didn't connect. McDonald tried to center it for Paquette, intercepted. Paquette does a good job keeping it in the zone. Back to McDonald in the near corner. McDonald out front for Parlow. The shot, that was blocked in front. Gryphons pick up the loose puck. And they'll bring it down the left wing. Hit center ice and dump it in the zone. Milks sets it there for Paquette. Get off the boards to Parlow at the blue line. In over is for Schleier. Couldn't tip it in deep. Gryphons outlet pass 2-on-1 while the Devils are changing the shot. Missed wide of the net. Rebound comes all the way to the far half boards. Kept out by the Gryphons. Bray to Douglas. Douglas misfired. Shot kept out by Milks. Gryphons come up front with it. Milks plays it off to the side to Parlow. Parlow across to Smith. Sorry, that's Bray. You get manhandle in the near corner. Barth from near board, shot off the side of the net. Back out front. Gryphons pick it up, popped over the Devils' sticks, and they'll bring it down the right side. And over the Devils' blue line. Schleier swipes at it. McEwen picks up the loose puck in the corner. Turns, sends it around the far boards. Barth chips that to center ice. Gryphons off the boards, back in the Devils' territory. McDonald up the wing. That'll go all the way to the Gryphons' blue corner. cleared out. Marlborough back to McEwen. Off the far wing for Barth, just out of his reach. Gryphons cleared that to center ice. Back in the Devils' territory, loose puck. Not dragged out. Paquette back to pick it up off the wing for Smith. Gryphons off the glass and into the Devils' territory. Paquette battling along the near wing. Puck comes out to center. Gryphons fire it off their forward coming out of the zone. Back to Paquette. Lead pass intended for Smith. Goes underneath the stick. Back to Paquette. He'll get to Marcinko, who brings it in over the right wing. Marcinko runs out of room, gets the puck behind Gryphons' net. Smith along the far wing. Gryphons shipped it to the blue line, kept in by Topner. Gryphons got a piece of it to center ice. Paquette. He'll turn fire on target. Gryphons goaltender plays it to the far corner. Guelph plays around the near wing. Kept in by Topner. He'll fire it along the boards behind the net. To Martin. To McEwen. Before they peel off the change. Long lead pass out of Parlow's reach. Gryphons back in their own end. Centering pass. Topner picks that up in his own end. Blocked by the Gryphons. Goes to the far corner. McEwen. In deep. Topner cutting across. Sorry, McDonald cutting across. Lead pass again just out of Parlow's reach. Into the Gryphons' end. Gryphons off the glass, takes a bit of a hop. McDonald almost capitalized. Comes back to Marlborough at center ice. He'll turn, fired in zone. Icing waved off. Gryphons to the half boards. Marlborough kept it in. Tries to dump it in deep. Gryphons intercept it. Gryphons up through center in over the Devils' right side. Backhand through the crease to the near wing. McDonald picks up the puck. Gets to the blue line, lead pass for Parlow. He'll pick it up this time and bring it in over the right wing. Parlow behind the net, drops it there. McDonald just a half step behind, couldn't get a handle on it. Cleared up the center. Paquette through traffic, dumps it into the near corner. Donald pressuring. We have 3:20 to go in the period. Out of the pass. Flyer got that to center ice. Played back to Marlborough. Sets lead pass up for Bray. Bray with the shot through traffic. Goaltender kicks that to the far corner. Clear to the blue line. Barth with the shot. Puck sat there. Flyer couldn't get there in time to bury it. Bray behind the net to the near corner. Gryphons pick it up. Flyer pressuring. Gets it back in the corner. Played off the boards to the blue line and out. Marlborough. Sent across. Devils are offside. Barth just a half step. Too eager. Gryphons clear that all the way down the ice into the Devils' territory. Paquette back to pick it up. Centering pass. The man in front shot. Wilkes was there to make the save. Marcinko in for the face-off. He'll pick that up. Gets to the blue line. Topner. Up to Marcinko. Marcinko gets shoved to the outside. Comes out front with the puck loose. Just drifted wide of the net. Gryphons clear it out. And they're going to the penalty box. Gryphons penalty, 2 minutes for hooking. 2:05 to go in the first period. Oh, with a shot, that hit a stick. Over the glass and out of play. Martin back into the face-off. He'll win that back. Gryphons pick up the loose puck and they'll send it out the open wing. Back into the far corner of the Devils' territory. Milks out. Play it around the boards. To Bray. Bray takes it back in behind the Devils' net. Falling. Outlet pass to McDonald down the left wing, in over the blue line. And we'll call that offside. Schleier in for the faceoff. Schleier wins the draw to Paquette on the open wing. Paquette in over the blue line to the near corner. He'll take it behind the net to the far side. Hart to McDonald. McDonald cuts through the middle. Left it there for Chopner. Back into McDonald. He'll throw it out front. Picked off by the Gryphons. They'll get it to the near corner. Barth, Schleier in the zone deep. Chopner pressuring. Gryphons get it up. Back into the Devils' territory. 1 minute to go in the period. Paquette picks his man. Pass to the far wing. Chopner up to McDonald. McDonald brings it down the right side to the corner behind the net. Devils out front, shot. And it's over the shoulder and in. Devils goal scored by number 21, Braden McDonald. .35 seconds to go in the period. Marcinko in for the faceoff. Wins that back to Paquette. Hard off the boards, just in over the Gryphons' blue line. Smith pressuring. Paquette picks up the loose puck. Cuts towards the net, shot. On target and held for the whistle. Marcinko back in for the faceoff. Griffin center getting waved out. Marcinko won that back to Smith, had to hop over his stick. Paquette's there to chip it into the corner. Freer played behind the net. Gryphons will get there first. Almost stopped there by Smith. Gryphons up the center ice. Freer swiping at it. Smith picks up the loose puck. Gets it into the blue line. Marcinko brings it in over Gryphons. Running out of time, and that'll do it for this first period. Yep. Here we go, start the second period. Devils are up 1-0. McDonald in for the faceoff. One back by the Gryphons to their blue line. They'll bring it up the left wing. Shot from out front. Milks plays that. Lead pass intended for Martin. Icing waved off. No, it wasn't. Martin had to jump on that one. Donald back in for the faceoff. Come back. McEwen around the boards for Martin. Martin up to Parlow. In over the blue line, down the right side. Centering pass over top of McDonald's stick. Gryphons pick it up. Outlet pass off the back foot of Martin. McDonald back in over the right wing. McDonald cuts to the near far corner, centering pass out front. Goaltender able to cover it for the whistle. McDonald in for the face-off for the Devils. Come draw. Martin shovels that towards the net. Gryphons able to get a piece of it down the ice. Icing waved off. Nooks sets it there for Marlborough. Behind the net. Lead pass on net. Martin pressuring. Goaltender reels it back in for the whistle. Schleier in for the face-off. Gets it to the far corner. Bray. Schleier with the shot. Had save. Kick to the near corner. Barth had that hop over his stick. Gryphons play that up to the blue line and out. Topner turns and fires from center ice. Gryphons goaltender plays it there. Barth pressuring. Bray with the loose puck. Gets it into Schleier's skates. He'll spin. Back to the boards. Comes it to the corner. Schleier somehow came up with it there. Still in the corner. Bray steps in. Puck squirts loose. Douglas thought about pinching. Barth back. Sends it back out of the Devils' zone. Gryphons dumped it in and they'll be offside. Marcinko in for the face-off. Back by the Gryphons. They'll dump it into the far corner. Douglas eyes his man up behind the boards. Loose puck sitting behind the Devils' net. Played out to the far corner. Douglas couldn't get a handle on it. Second effort does. Gets it to the far half boards. Back into the corner. Gryphons. Played out front. Loose puck. Noakes is there to keep that one down. Douglas up to Freer. Freer. Lead pass outside of McDonald's reach into the Griffin zone. On lead pass, Topner sends that to the far corner. Call that icing. Maybe that's a makeup call, I don't know. Marcinko in for the face-off. Come back by the Gryphons. They'll play that behind their net. Off the far wing, Paquette pinching. Intercepts it. Centering pass for Marcinko off the stick to the near wing. Long lead pass. That's definitely icing by the Gryphons. Marcinko in for the face-off. Come back, McEwen has a puck bouncing, doesn't get all of it. Gryphons chip it out the far side. Topner shovels it back in the zone. Gryphons cleared up center ice. We'll bring it in over the Devils' territory. McEwen with a good stick. Goes down the shot. Gryphons get it to the far corner. Marcinko strips it. Up the left or right side. Lifts it in over the Gryphons' blue line to the far corner. That'll come behind the net. Freer kept it there. Martin pressuring. Gryphons changed directions and bring it back to the near side. Gryphons up through center in over the Devils' blue line. Shot. Bad save. Kicked outside. Rebound. Shot wide of the net by the Gryphons. Gryphons turning. Fired lightly on net. Picked up by the Devils. Still played to the blue line, but not out. Gryphons from a steep angle. Shot through the crease. Arlo pressuring. Gryphons play back to the blue line. Shot through traffic. Milks is there to make the pad save. Martin down the right side into the corner. Parlow sets up in front of the net. Centering pass, McDonald had his shot go off the elbow of the Gryphons player. Martin pressuring, kept it in. Gryphons played behind the net to the far side. Cross ice to the near wing. McDonald not able to dump it in. Gryphons chipped it past Marlborough to the near corner. Centering pass. Milks clears that to the far side. Parlow gets it to McDonald. McDonald in over the blue line. Lifts it to Martin. Martin's stick was tied up. Martin left it there for McDonald. Gryphons are going to the box. Marlborough with the shot. Missed wide. Gryphons touch it. And they're going to the penalty box for interference. Devils go back to the power play. 10:26 to go in the second period. Schreier in for the faceoff. On that back, a little too clean. Paquette back to center ice to pick it up. Cross to Topner. Topner brings it in over the left wing and drops it there for Barth. Barth to Topner at the half boards. He'll take it to the corner. Back to Barth at the point. Cross to Paquette. In deep for McDonald. McDonald comes up to the top. Drop there for Barth. Not expecting it. He gets it across to Paquette. Paquette in deep. Shovels it behind the net. Picked off by the Gryphons. They'll get that out, but Barth gets the shot off and gloved by the goaltender. 1:24 to go on penalty. Martin steps in for the face-off for the Devils. Gryphons win it forward, or back, sorry. Played back to Marlborough at the point. He'll send it across to McDonald. Out front for Martin. He had his stick check. Gryphons clear that through center. Marlborough back at his own end. To Parlow. Parlow has his stick check. McDonald picks up at his blue line, cuts through center, and over the Gryphons zone. McDonald behind their net. Out the near side. Shot from a steep angle. That was kicked to the far corner. McDonald. Running out of room. Throws it through the crease. No one's there. Gryphons clear that up to center ice. Marlborough. Across to McDonald. He'll bring it back in over the right zone. Across to Parlow. For Martin. Martin with the shot. And he buries it.
Guys, come on!
Devils goal scored by number 88, Joey Martin. Devils' second power play goal of the game. 8:56 to go in the period. Marcinko steps in for the faceoff. One cleanly passed Freer. Gryphons shovel that down the right wing into the corner. McEwen tripping. Gryphons take it back behind the Devils net. Tried to play with the near side. Shot. Milks kept that one behind the net to the Topner. He'll send it around the boards to the blue line. Just kept in by the Gryphons, who dumped it into the far corner. McEwen back up the far wing. Held there by the Gryphons. Smith pressuring. Shot. That'll go high over the glass and out of play. Marcinko back in for the faceoff. He'll win that. Topner around the near wing. Gryphons pick it off. Freer got a piece of it, reaching for it. Gryphons out front. Shot missed wide of the net. Smith along the boards. Out. Cleared out by Smith. Marcinko couldn't settle it down. Devils played back up center ice. Marcinko picks up in over the left wing. Marcinko Centering pass to Smith. Drop back to Topner at the blue line. He lets a shot go. Pad save. Rebound picked up by the Gryphons. 3-on-2. Gryphons down the right side. Stopped at the blue line by Topner. Smith pressuring his man. Gryphons dumped that in the zone. Nooks sets it behind his goal. Freer across to Smith. Down the right side. Smith in over the blue line. Lets a shot go. Rebound. Smith almost got there in time. Gryphons. Outlet pass picked off by Marcinko. He lets a shot go. That hit a body and missed wide of the net. Flyer in deep. Gryphons to the far half boards. Outlet pass. Stopped there by Marcinko. Back to Smith. Gryphons tackling him down. Schleier runs out of road. Gryphons cleared up to the blue line through center. Into the Devils territory. Arth falling. Gets it to Bray and over the blue line down the right side. Bray spinning, centering pass. It's a stick. Comes to the near half boards. Gryphons to center. Bray. He gets run over. Douglas intercepted that one. Lifts it in over the Gryphons blue line. But not very far. Gryphons play back up to center. And over the Devils left wing. To the corner. Spinning, centering pass. Paquette picks that one up. Gets it up to Bray. Bray in over the left wing. To Schleier. Drifts towards the blue line. Shot by Paquette. Off the blocker of the Gryphons goaltender. The Gryphons are on the far wing. Paquette or Parlow's there to keep it in. Barth pressuring. Gryphons. Cross ice pass to center. Marlborough's there. Plays it up to Martin at the blue line. Martin got stripped of it just as he got the zone. Gryphons. Bouncing puck. Parlow. Over the left wing to Martin. Martin cuts towards the middle. Couldn't get the shot off. He gets hauled down. Ridden into the boards. Gryphons to their blue line and out. Up through center down the right wing. Hits the brakes and they're offside. .5:25 to go in the second period. McDonald in for the faceoff. One back by the Gryphons. They'll play that one off the middle. Barlow gets that to Martin. He gets shoved off the puck. Gryphons played to the blue line and out. McDonald picks it up at center. Cuts back in over the blue line. Down the right side. Through traffic to the corner. McDonald centering pass. Stick there by the Gryphons goaltender. They'll bring it out over the blue line through center. Lifted into the Devils' corner. McEwen holds his man in there. Manages to get it to the half boards. Kept in by the Gryphons. Shot. Milks makes the save. Harlow picks up the loose puck. Topner shovels that down the right wing to the Gryphons territory. Long lead pass. McEwen to McDonald. McDonald down the left wing. Cuts through the middle. Sends it across. Parlow with the shot. That was saved by the Gryphons goaltender. Rebound picked up by the Gryphons, and they'll bring that up through center. Lifted on net. Milks sets it down. Lead pass. Marcinko in over the blue line. Centering attempt for Smith off a skate of the Gryphons, and they'll bring that back down into the Devils territory. Through traffic. Shot missed wide. Rebound to the near wing. Marcinko plays it back behind the Devils' goal to McEwen up the near side. Nope, he'll change his mind. Gryphons pick it up in the near corner. Play to the point, run out of road, but they'll keep it in at the half boards. McDonald picks up the loose puck, brings it down the left side. Shot, missed just wide. Rebound goes to the far corner for Smith. Smith tries to play it there for Marcinko. That'll come to McDonald, blue line, back into Smith. To McDonald. Back to Smith in the corner. Smith, McDonald behind the net. Centering attempt off the goaltender's stick. Gryphons play to the far side. Marlborough pitching. Gets it back in behind the Gryphons goal. They'll try to jam it around the near side. And that'll get a whistle. .303 to go in the second period. Schleier in for the faceoff. Nope, he gets waved out. Bray steps in to take the faceoff. Bray ties his man up, kicks the puck to the far corner. Bray comes up with it to Schleier. Schleier behind the net. Centering attempt, that goes through the defense all the way back into the Devils' territory. Paquette steers it to the outside. Gryphons pick it up. Shot. Milks makes the save. Marlborough clears the rebound out of the way. Another shot, stick saved by Milks to the near side. Gryphons played behind the net to the far corner. Paquette along the boards. Bray kicks it out. Gryphons turn, dump it back in the Devils' territory. Paquette. Marlborough up to Schleier down the right side, or left side, sorry. Schleier centering pass off of Gryphons' skate. Schleier sends it back behind the net to Barth. Barth gets it to the far boards. Paquette pinching, gets it to the corner. Gryphons lift that high over everybody's head. Marlborough back, no icing. He'll pick it up. Back to Paquette. Paquette steps through a couple. Up to center. Paquette in over the blue line. Centers it. Martin from a steep angle. Shot off the blocker. Gryphons keep it out. Gryphons up the right side. Into the Devils' territory. Icing waved off. Marlborough in the corner. Gets it to Parlow. Parlow up the middle for Martin. Martin brings it down through center in over the blue line. Shot through traffic. Glove there by the Gryphon goaltender for the whistle. Minute 23 to go in the second period. McDonald in for the faceoff. One back by the Gryphons. They'll pass it. It's McDonald's stick. He'll get it back into the near corner. Martin picks it up behind the net to the far side. Turning. Loose puck. Partlow couldn't get a shot off. Cleared to the far blue line. Kept in by Topner. He'll send that on target. And the goaltender holds onto it for the whistle. 1 minute to go in the period. McDonald back in for the faceoff. He'll win it back to Douglas. Douglas plays it off the boards. Behind the net to Parlow. Gryphons around the far wing. Topner pinching, gets it back to the corner. Parlow gets taken out. Who's holding? One was holding and one was cross-checking. So, offsetting minor penalties. We'll stay 5-on-5 with 47 seconds to go. Donald in for the faceoff. One back by the Gryphons to the far corner. Played behind the net. Martin was waiting there, centering pass. Gryphons picked that one up. Martin in the corner. Throws it out front, just past Smith's stick. Gryphons pick it up. Cross ice to the near wing. Down the right side into the Devils' territory. Cutting towards the centering pass. Oaks kept that one out somehow. Played along the boards. Martin off the boards, passes defense, gets it across to Paquette. Centers from McDonald. Loose puck. Somehow they kept it out. McDonald shovels it back in over the right side to the corner. Gryphons behind the net to the far corner. Up to the half boards, and that'll do it for the second period. Devils leading by 2 after 2. Back for the third. Little out of town scoreboard. The U18A Flyers are beating the Stouffville Clippers 5-1. Mm-hmm. All right, here we go for the third. Schleier steps in to take the face-off. Gryphons win that back. The near wing. Fired down the left side, but kept out by the Devils. Gryphons cycle the puck back towards their blue line. Off the leg and in deep. Milks sends it around the far corner. Gryphons centers or forwards waiting there for it. Paquette picks it up on the near side. Schleier hard around the boards to Bray. It's the blue line. He'll send that to the near wing. Gryphons pick it up and fire it back in behind the Devils' net. Marlborough up to Barth. Barth cuts through the middle. Stripped there by the Gryphons. They'll bring it back into the Devils' territory down the right side. Marlborough played behind the net to the near side. Shipped around the defense by Schleier. Schleier in over the blue line. Cross ice, lifts it over. Topner or Marcinko couldn't get a stick on it. They're back to the slot. Barth stick tied up. Paquette with the shot. Held there but for the whistle. Marcinko in for the faceoff. Oh, one back by the Gryphons. Picked up to the blue line. Gryphons pick it up. They'll lift it into the Devils' territory. Milks out to play it. Pauses for a second. Devils. Outlet pass to McDonald's to the blue line. Long lead pass for Freer. And that'll be icing. Marcinko back in for the faceoff. On that back, Douglas just missed it. Gryphons in the near corner. He gets bumped off of it. Marcinko, lead pass. Freer. Schleier. Topner, sorry. Topner plays it back in behind the Gryphons net. Up to the blue line. Topner kept it in. Shovels it behind the net to the near corner. Douglas at the blue line.
Come on, Gryphons!
High stick, no call. Topner back in his own end. Brings it to the near corner. Gets the break ticket to the half boards. Gryphons pick it up there. Marcinko pressuring. Freer along the left wing gets that to center ice. Gryphons in over the left side. Douglas bumps his man to the corner. Gryphons with the puck in deep. And the Devils are going to the penalty box. Devils penalty. Dante Douglas, 2 minutes for hooking. McDonald in for the faceoff. McDonald picks that up to his stick, shovels it up to Smith. Smith spinning back. And again, turns, fires it down the right wing, all the way into the Gryphons territory. McDonald pressuring. Smith along the far wing. Gryphons in over the Devils' blue line to the near corner. Marlborough pressuring his man along the boards. Ties it up in his feet. McDonald steps in. See a lot of hands in the air. Gryphons still on it. Marlborough gets a piece of it, turns, fires harder on the boards to the far blue line. Kept in by the Gryphons. They'll play behind the net. To the near corner. Centering pass picked off by Smith. He'll send that just outside the blue line. McDonald pressuring down the right wing. Cuts into the middle, just gets the stick or the puck bumped off his stick. Gryphons up through center. In over the right wing of the Devils' territory. Topner keeping his man on the outside. Centering pass picked off by Paquette. He'll turn fire that down the ice. Gryphons goaltender. Lays it up. Winger. Cross ice pass to the blue line through center in over the Devils' blue line shot. Milks holds out for the whistle. .26 seconds to go in the penalty. Martin in for the face-off. Gryphons played that back to the blue line and out. Barth pressuring. Gryphons across the far side, up through center. Chopner got a piece of that back to the Gryphons blue line. Barth pressuring. 20 seconds to go in the penalty. Cross ice, picked off by Paquette. He'll bring it in over the blue line to Barth. Across to Martin with the shot. By the Gryphons goaltender for the whistle. .11 seconds to go on the penalty. Martin steps in for the faceoff. He wins that back to Marlborough with a quick shot. Out there for the whistle. Team is reset. Martin cuts out in front with it. Barth with a quick shot. Bad save. Gryphons up the left side. Devils are back to 5-on-5. Gray gets a piece of it. He'll go down the left wing. In over the blue line with a shot. That hit a stick. Gryphons are on the boards. Hops over Marlborough's stick. That'll come back to the Devils' blue line. Marlborough does a good job. Gets it up to center ice. Gryphons. Misfire just out of the reach of Barth. He would have been on the way. Milk sets it there for Marlborough. Carter on the boards to the blue line and out. Icing waved off. Bray and Schleier in on the forecheck. Gryphons send it out the far side. Marcinko. Across to Paquette, up to Schleier. Schleier tries to jump through the legs, kicked out by the Gryphons defense. Back to Paquette. He'll get center ice and fire it in on net. .9:20 to go in the third period. Marcinko in for the faceoff. He'll win that one forward to the corner. Gryphons play behind the net to the far side. Lifted up through center. And over the Devils' blue line. Through traffic. Topper does a good job tying up his man. To the half boards. Kept there by the Gryphons. Marcinko up at center. He'll bring it over the right wing. Marcinko cutting to the net. Shot. Loose puck. Cleared out of the way by the Gryphons. McEwen fires it on net. Held for the whistle. Marcinko on the draw. One back by the Gryphons. They'll play it around the near wing. Douglas pinching. Outlet pass. Donald gloved it down and called out a hand pass. Face-off comes just outside the Gryphons' blue line. Marcinko in to take it. Come draw. Picked up by the Gryphons. They'll send it in to the right side. Stopped there by Marlborough. Freer chips it into the far corner. Picked up by Marcinko. Freer on his man with Marcinko in the corner. Smith patiently waiting for the puck. Gryphons pick it up to the near half boards. Smith kept it in. Gryphons play it up the right side. In over the Devils' blue line. Pass to the near corner. Douglas gets taken out. Marlborough behind his net to the far side. Up through center. Marcinko taps that towards the Gryphons' blue line. He'll play it up the right side. Through the middle. Good stick by Marcinko to break that one up. Douglas chases his man out. Gryphons in over the left wing. Behind the net. To the far corner. Centering pass hit a couple sticks. McDonald picks it up. Lead pass for Parlow. He'll tip that in over the blue line, but that's about it. Gryphons up center. Paquette reaching for it. He'll pick it up. 3-on-1. Paquette in over the blue line. Backhand centering pass. Not quite where Parlow was. Picked up by the Gryphons. They'll clear that center ice. McDonald brings it back in the zone. Cuts across. Shot. Whoa, kicked out of the way by the Gryphons defense. They'll clear that to the blue line, but not out. McDonald to Parlow in the far corner. Centering pass. Martin couldn't connect. Martin behind the net to the far corner. He gets pinned. Parlow steps in. They give him a hand. McDonald and Martin keeping an eye out from a distance. Gryphons played around the boards. The ref got in the way. Cleared to the blue line, not out. Second effort by the Gryphons. They'll bring it down the right side in over the Devils' blue line. Doppner had nothing to do but to trip the man. And the Devils are going back to the penalty box. Devils penalty, number 8, Michael Topner, 2 minutes for tripping. 6:19 to go in the third period. Schleier steps in to take the face-off. Run by the Gryphons. Centering attempt comes out front. Marlborough keeps his man on the outside. Shot from the steep angle and throws it over the shoulder. Marcinko in for the face-off. Smith steps in to take it for him. Nope. Freer. Gryphons win the draw back in their own end. Played it up the right side. Pass Topner in over the Devils' blue line to the near corner. McEwen hits the brakes in the corner, plays it off the boards to Smith. Smith across to Freer. Freer gets it to the far corner. Gryphons got a piece of it to the half boards. Freer back in the corner. Gryphons lifted high over top of everybody's down the ice. McEwen, he'll get there first. Clears it to the outside. Gryphons played behind the net to the near side. Picked up by Marlborough. He gets bumped. Sorry, Marcinko. He gets bumped. Gryphons able to pass down the right side. Overskated by Paquette. Topner up to Smith to Marcinko and over the blue line. Marcinko centers it. Picked up by Paquette. He'll backhand that to Marcinko in the corner. Marcinko spins around one, centers it. Smith with the shot. That was blocked over the glass and out of play. .5:05 to go in the third period. Devils hanging on to a 2-1 lead. McDonald in for the face-off. Gryphons off the glass. Up center. Douglas turns and fires. Played by the goaltender. Martin pressuring. Gets it to the near corner. Gryphons played out the far side. Paquette pinching. Gets it in deep. Out front for Parlow. His shot. Couldn't get all of it. Back to Douglas at the blue line. Gryphons pick it up and they'll bring it through center, but stopped at the Devils' blue line. Paquette to Parlow. Parlow through the blue paint to the far wing for Paquette. Paquette brings it to the corner. Behind the net out front. Quick shot by Martin. Goaltender got a glove on that one. Rebound. Sitting there. Loose puck. Picked up by the Gryphons. Douglas pinching. Keeps it in. Along the near wing. Gryphons spinning at the blue line. Not out. McDonald picks up the loose puck. McDonald skates across to the far side. Behind the net. Loses an edge. Gets it to Paquette with a quick shot. That missed everybody. Douglas keeps it in at the blue line. Gryphons with a penalty coming. Martin milks off out of the crease for the extra attacker. Harlow's shot hits a stick and finally touched by the Gryphons for the whistle. The Devils go back to the penalty or power play. And timeout's called. .345 to go in the third period. McDonald steps in to take the face-off. Some draw picked up by the Gryphons. Clear to the blue line. Marlborough's there to keep it in. Marlborough off the boards to McDonald. Back to Marlborough to the far blue line. Dumped it in to Parlow. Parlow walk in. Shot. Rebound. Sits there. Loose puck. Covered by the Gryphons goaltender for the whistle. McDonald back in for the face-off. Put back by the Gryphons. They'll clear that down the ice. Milks sets it up for Marlborough. Marlborough being chased back behind his net by the Gryphons. It's McDonald down the left side. McDonald in over the blue line. Takes it to the corner. Behind the net to the near wing. Shot and held for the whistle. McDonald in for the face-off. Loose puck. Played back by Parlow to Marlborough. Back into Parlow. Parlow circling. Throws it through the blue paint. Flyer had the puck bounce on him. Couldn't get the clean shot off. Play along the boards to McDonald. To the slot from Marlborough. Back in deep to Parlow. Parlow spinning in the corner. To Marlborough at the point. He'll throw it on net. To Flyer with a shot. Bad save. Rebound goes to the far corner. Parlow's there. 45 seconds to go on the penalty. Parlow behind the net to Martin. Martin spinning in the corner. Plays it there for Slyer. To McDonald. McDonald walks in with a shot. Blocked in front. Loose puck. Rebound. Parlow gets dumped. It's 29 seconds to go on the penalty. Ray takes the face-off. Back to Chopner, across to Paquette. To Chopner. In deep, quick shot. Loose puck. Off the side of the net. Gryphons get a piece of it behind, turn, fire it down the right wing. 2 minutes to go in the period. Paquette back to collect the puck. 8 seconds to go on the penalty. Paquette up the left side, across to Barth and over the right wing. Barth takes it in deep. Back to 5-on-5. Barth gets dumped. Gryphons pick it up through center. In over the Devils' blue line. Shot. Bad save by Milks. Rebound picked up by the Gryphons. Top, Marcinko's there. Gryphons play it behind. Centering pass. The Devils are going to the penalty box. 2 minutes for slashing. 1:20 to go in the third period. Devils penalty, number 44, Alex Paquette. 2 minutes for slashing. And the Gryphons call a timeout. They've got their goaltenders pulled, so we'll have 6-on-4 for 1:20 or less. All right, boys.
Come on, Dad, you got this.
McDonald in for the face-off. From draw. McEwen turns, fires to the blue line, but not out. Gryphons. Into the corner, quick shot. Rebound, sits there, Milks. Gryphons turn and fire. The net was off. Milks had the door shut anyway. 1:10 to go in the third period. McDonald in for the face-off. Ties up his man. McEwen picks up the loose puck, takes it behind the net. Turns, plays it to the far blue line, but not out. Gryphons walk to the middle, pass to the outside. Through the middle, Milk's got a blocker on that one to keep it out. Centering pass to the blue line, but not out. Gryphons, shot. Milks holds that for the whistle. 46 seconds to go in the third period. Donald, one forward to the blue line, but not out. Gryphons walking in, shot through traffic. That hit a body top here in the near corner. He'll hold it there as long as he can. 3 Gryphons on him. McDonald steps in, intercepts that pass. Marlborough sends it back to the near corner. Gryphons off the boards to the blue line, but not out. Back in deep, thrown on net. Bad save by Milks. 15 seconds to go in the period. Topner gets it to the far corner. Devils clear it down the ice. McDonald wins that foot race and buries it for the empty netter. Devils goal scored by number 11. Owen McDonald. 6.1 seconds to go in the third period. Donald in for the faceoff. He'll just win that forward. Martin lets it go. And that'll do it for the game. Good job, boys.